Hello and good evening from Ireland. I am Allie O'Shea. So I'm just going to wait for some people to come in the room. Please say hi if you're here. Let me know where you're joining from. And I'm going to talk to you about health and physical well-being and the law of attraction. Hello, Paul. Hello, Kathy. Welcome. So lovely to see you guys here. Thanks for joining me. I'm going to talk about wealth and your physical well-being and the law of attraction. Hello, Wendy Stevens. So nice to see you. Physical healing and the best thing you can do to heal your body. We're going to talk about that a little bit. Show me the money. Well, we just did a live on money, but you missed it while you were cooking. Hello, everyone. Show us the money. So thank you so much for joining, everybody. You will not the replay. So just going to give it a moment and see if more people come in. Sometimes people aren't able to comment. So we'll just give it a little moment. Hello, Pat. How's it going? Welcome. So first off, this is a clip, part of a clip from Abraham, which was a really, really good clip. And the hot seater asked, that's good, Pat. I'm glad all is well with you. The hot seater asked, my question is about the role of physical influence on physical health. For example, do we get skin cancer from going out in the sun? And Abraham's response was no. Hot seater, if I eat organic food, will I be healthier than if I eat fast foods? Abraham's response, no. The action does not matter. It's the vibrational platform from which you offer the action. In other words, everything is about alignment of energy. Let us tell you what sickness is. Sickness is one of two things. Either not summoning energy, which is life force, which means boredom, or summoning energy through the power of desire and not letting it through the power of disbelief. In other words, it is the contradiction of energy that every illness without exception is about. If you have negative emotion and you don't know it, negative emotion meaning you're holding yourself in a vibration that is not in harmony with source energy, we say, don't worry about it, it will get bigger. Because the pattern of thought will continue. As it gets bigger, you still don't notice it. It will get bigger until eventually there is a manifestation, a sensation, a pain, even some sort of physical malady occurs. The tricky thing is that once the physical malady has occurred, since you're habitual observers, now you're going to be even more likely to observe the malady, which means you're going to be even less likely to align the energy. So it's all about negative emotion and the thoughts that we think, oh, I must have been spewing some negative energy because right at this moment I have some back and leg issues. I had spine surgery 4 years ago and I'm back with my healer again. I have no doubt that she can heal me. I've already had 2 sessions with her, but I will do anything and everything I can to avoid having surgery again, because it wasn't actually the surgery that healed me the last time. It was actually my healer that healed me. So I'm a firm believer in energy healing And I also believe that, when we experience pain as a healer, when we have pain in our body, what it is stuck energy, and energy can be moved. So it can be moved. So what happens is, if you've got a desire and a belief that doesn't match, and somebody says to you, well, if you eat this or you'll do this, you'll feel better. Sometimes that action causes you to raise the vibration of your belief enough that now you can have a resolution to this situation. However, if you don't change the thinking that created that to begin with, it will pop up in another way right around the corner. And that is what's happening in your society today. Don't you notice that even as individuals, you go from one thing to another thing to another thing? As we look at human mass consciousness from our perspective, we notice that a dreaded disease comes forth because of one and then many things of pushing against something. And then one who is removed from the trauma or the injustice or whatever it is they are pushing against stands back with a pure desire to receive a beneficial cure. The cure comes forth, and almost faster than the cure is able to cure those with the disease, another dreaded disease rears its ugly head, because it continues to be the byproduct of man's pushing against. They described it on a clip that I listened to recently. It was really struck home with me. It was, if you've got an ailment that crops up and you take some painkillers, and you're told about the side effects. Well, they're not really side effects. What they are is they're in your vibration, because you've been told to read the side effects. And then the disease is easing down, or the headache or whatever it might be, the pain that you have in one area, but it's just going to ooze out somewhere else as a side effect. It was a really good clip. I wish I knew which one it was now, but it was really good. And it was, if you've not dealt with the negative emotion and the contradictory vibration that you're putting out, then it's going to manifest in a different format somewhere else within your body. If you wanted to describe disease succinctly, we would put it this way. Disease or illness is the result of man's pushing against or trying to exclude. The one thing that you do that causes you to hold yourself in a vibration that does not let life force flow through. We do not discourage anything that makes you feel better. In other words, if you feel more secure as you do different things, then by all means do them. But in order to be true to the message that we know, in order to be true to the laws of the universe as we know them to be, we have to say to you, it is not your action that is making the difference. It is the vibration that makes the difference, to the effect or to the extent that your action affects your vibration. Then there is something to that. In other words, we wouldn't encourage somebody to go out and eat ground glass and intend to thrive on it, because your beliefs would not allow that. But at the same time, we have to say to you, there are all kinds of things that you ingest, that if you knew that you were ingesting them, they would make you sick. And the fact that you don't know allows you to do just fine with it. So it's all these things that we're being made aware of by the doctors and the medical industry, telling us, oh, if you go out in the sun, you're going to get cancer. If you eat this, it's going to give you cancer. If you eat green potatoes, it's going to kill your brain cells. All these different things that they tell us or they advise us. And then what happens is we take those on as beliefs, because we've been told by a higher power that these things can happen to us, and we hold them steady in our vibration. Just like fast food makes you fat. Fast food isn't good for you. To a certain degree, I believe that everything should be taken in moderation, but it is all about the vibration that we're offering towards that food or that medicine or whatever it is that we're choosing to do. Your well-being is enormous, and your medical society does you a tremendous disservice, as it keeps pointing out to you one more dreaded thing that you need to worry about. Because it is that worry and that pushing against that holds you in a vibration that doesn't allow the well-being that you want. And until physical beings figure that out, they're always just going to be up and down, up and down, up and down, well and sick, well and sick, well and sick, without any consistency of well-being. Until that you get its energy, you're not going to maintain it for any length of time. Kathy says, doctors keep us sick. Yeah, my friend Steve Hollowell's got a song. It's called Doctors Pushing Pills. So all pain in the physical body is an extension of negative thoughts and emotions we have been thinking and carrying around with us. We all have the ability to heal our own bodies. The cells are listening to us every time we speak. Even as a healer, I am not the one who heals you. I work as a conduit. It is you who lets down the barrier of resistance for the healing to take place and for it to do its work. So the cells of your body are regenerating every single day. They're just turning over and turning over and turning over. And as I said, if you have a pain or you have an injury, you've got like stuck energy, and that energy can be moved. Energy can be moved. There are two significant things. One is the getting ready to be ready to be ready, and the willingness to be satisfied with where it is right now. This is the physical reality, but this is my level of satisfaction, and my level of satisfaction doesn't have to be tied to this. That's the key. Your level of satisfaction cannot be tied to the results that you are seeking, because the results that you are seeking aren't in evidence yet. So you need to find satisfaction, period. Think about it. Through life, you have been asking for a lot of things. And recently, you have been asking for physical rejuvenation, physical healing. So that's certainly in your vortex. There are a whole lot of things in your vortex that are at various stages of gestation or ripeness or readiness for you to receive. That's not the question, though. The question isn't how far along is your healing in the vortex. The question is, how ready are you to match what's in your vortex? So how in alignment are you? How connected are you to source? Let's say there's one thing that really matters to you right now, and it's obvious what it is: healing. And there are 4 things that are important to you, that are already feeling good to you. If you focus on any one of those things, that easily gives you a sense of satisfaction. You are doing the best work for the one thing that hasn't come into alignment yet. But that's not how human minds work. You want to take the problem and give it your undivided attention to the problem. So you take the thing that is not satisfying and you hold yourself there in a not satisfied and therefore not connected state of being. It's natural in humandom, but it just doesn't work. So it's like focus only on what you want. So when you're feeling physical pain, but yet you've got other things going on in your life and you can feel that they're getting ready to manifest and they're really good and they're really juicy, you should be focusing on them as much more as you can. Try to take your attention from the pain and focus on the other things. It's like making a list of positive aspects. So ignoring the negative aspects of somebody, but either speaking or writing or thinking about their positive aspects, making lists and lists of positive aspects. It's very similar. You focus on the thing that you want always. And so it really is not just about finding some distraction. Esther has been enjoying this game of satisfaction to the point that she's pretty sure anyone traveling with her who didn't know her, or maybe even who did, would have her committed, because sometimes she's talking right out loud to things that are satisfying to her in the moment. You can just imagine her. She'll be walking down the ramp on the airplane or the airport saying, "This is so satisfying. This is so satisfying. This is so satisfying." Sometimes she does the highway patrol thing that the highway patrol does in California, where they zigzag across all the lanes of traffic in order to slow everyone down. She does that sometimes with her bag because it's so much fun, and it makes everybody behind her wonder what she's doing. She just wants them to slow down and enjoy what's written on the walls and the ramp. There's lots of beautiful pictures and wonderful things. She's just sort of playing a game of satisfaction with life these days for no other reason than it's sort of kind of fun. So you can just imagine Esther with her wheelie case doing zigzags in the airport saying, "That is so satisfying. That is so satisfying." I know she goes around her garden and she looks at the flowers and she says, "You are my favorite. You are my favorite. And you are my favorite." So I can just imagine her. So just find any reason you can and practice it. And then those things become more and more satisfying until the one thing that isn't satisfying becomes irrelevant in the satisfaction game. So what Abraham is asking of you is not to play a reality game. They are asking you to play the satisfaction game because there's a lot that is satisfying. When you find satisfaction in something, you can't feel satisfaction about that and feel dissatisfied at something else at the same time. It's not possible. Thank you, Paul. Everything you want is in your vortex. And the only thing that keeps anybody from the full manifestation, the complete manifestation of anything that's in your vortex, is resistance that you have practiced. When you've stopped practicing resistance, not because you don't have a reason to, you do, but because there are more satisfying things you are occupying on what you are focusing upon, then those improvements you've been talking about, those things that are amazing, those ideas that begin occurring to you, the reception between your capable and agile mind, your capable and agile ability to receive the thought of your source. Once those receptors are constant, every other receptor in your body kicks in. That's big stuff. So when you've stopped practicing resistance and you focus on things that are more satisfying, ideas will occur to you. Your reception between your capable and agile mind, its ability to receive the thought of your source, and the receptors, once they're constant, every other receptor in your body will kick in. Abraham says, let me just take a drink. Excuse me. We want you to be happy anyway. And sometimes people like it, even though they don't hear it. They take it to mean satisfied even though I don't have money. Satisfied even though I don't have my life partner. Satisfied even though. That's what they think Abraham is saying. But what they are saying is satisfied, not even though. Satisfied because. Not satisfied in spite of, there's a difference. Satisfied because of these things, not satisfied in spite of these things. Satisfied, satisfied, satisfied. So be satisfied for this reason and this reason. And as momentum picks up on those things that you're satisfied, then all kinds of things will come into place, because there is nothing that you can be, do, or have. You are here in this body as an extension of source energy. Source energy is the energy that creates worlds. Source energy is powerful energy, wanting to work on the behalf of all of you. But you have got to find a way to release the resistance that is not allowing you the reception of what Source is offering. So let that shit go once again. Hi, Laurie. My whole chat has completely disappeared. It does that sometimes on YouTube. It popped back up there for 2 seconds. It's gone again. So I can't see the chat. But, you know, it's finding something to be satisfied about. And again, Abraham talks to us about taking our focus away from reality if it's something that we don't like, such as a physical manifestation. It is very hard to do, especially once the manifestation has taken place. But, you know, we do create these things in our own body. I mean, I've created back issues again. But I know the thoughts that I was thinking that caused it. I'm pretty sure I know. So it was a lot of negative emotion and negative thoughts spinning around in my head for the last little while about certain things, of which I'm not going to go into. But, you know, we do create these things. My chat has still disappeared. Oh, there it is. It's back. Oh, thanks for the thumbs up. Why did you ask them to put thumbs up?
I said, give the video a thumbs up.
Oh, give the video a thumbs up. No like button. Is there not a like button? Yeah, it's so different to Facebook, isn't it? No, there's no like button. I don't think. But thank you, guys. So I hope that all made sense to you. Again, it comes back to being more aware of our thoughts and not letting ourselves get carried away with it. I know sometimes it's easier said than done. And even though we're souls housed in a human body, we are here living a physical experience. And sometimes it is difficult. I mean, as I said on my last video, even though I'm a law of attraction practitioner, I know this stuff inside out. And yet I still manage to manifest crap in my life too. So I get it. You know, it's not that I don't, but I know exactly how I manifested it. It wasn't my intention to manifest it. And, you know, sometimes when you're worried about something, it is difficult to control those fear-based thoughts that run around in your head. But I suppose I was more aware. So maybe it would have been worse if I hadn't been aware. I don't know. Who knows? But it's manifested now and I'm back with my healer. So I have every faith in her that she will make me better once again, like she did the last time. So it's to curb that negative emotion, to curb that negative thought, to deal with it, to when it comes up, rather than just not dealing with it and knowing that you shouldn't be thinking those things, if that makes sense. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you, Wendy. So for those of you who weren't on my Facebook video, there's 30% off my law of attraction and crystal workshops at the moment, which is quite a big deal. That's on my website, and you all know my website, everybody that's here, so I'm not going to get into it again. But actually, for people watching the replay, maybe I should. It's www.expansivesouls.com. And there is 30% off right at this moment on my workshops until the end of August. So thank you all so much for popping over to YouTube and joining me. I know most of us are Facebook people, but I really appreciate you being here and the support. So lovely to see you all. Much gratitude to each and every one of you. Thank you, Pat. As always, I'm sending love from me to you. And I hope you have a fantastic Thursday. And guys, for those of you in Tribe, I will see you on Sunday. I can't remember what time, but I put it up as an event if you haven't seen it already. It's up there. I'll be live in there on Sunday. Thank you, Pat. So much love to you all. Thank you, Kathy. For now, I am going to love you and leave you. I have been Allie O'Shea. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste to each and every one of you. Lots and lots of love. Thank you, Wendy. Good evening.